Zacho is backo at racing. Am-Pro Yamaha XC2 GNCC ride. What the hell? Zacho, what are you doing? Like, you got this Cush Husky Ambassador thing. You're going on dealer rides. You're doing some enduros. You're doing some moto. You're helping out Jelly Bean Chambers. Life is good. And now you're going into the woods in XC2? What's wrong with you?
Nothing, actually. Feeling pretty good about it.
Why did you want to do this?
I mean, it's just always been one of my ambitions, right? It's one of the ones you've always hated on, but like I thought by doing Blue Crew, I could maybe win you over. So it was a little bit to satisfy you as well.
Okay, all right, good to know. Listen, for real though. Like, this is hard. These guys haul ass. I don't have to tell you that. Everybody knows that. What was it? Did they come to you? Were you missing the adrenaline of racing? Like your back got better? Why did you want to do this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my back's much better than when I had to pull the plug on things. They were looking for someone. Ziggy from Factory Connection is actually the guy who really was kind of the driving force in hooking it up, I would say, between Randy and I. And then, it just kind of all come together on my terms, and everything seemed to be what I was looking for. I never felt done or like I was finished with my career, with the way things went at the end. And it just felt like the right thing to do. I mean, that's what we're always trying to do, right, is make the right decision for ourselves and our family at the time, and even what feels like long term. So that was what I felt Brittany and I came to was our best decision.
A lot of motocrossers may want to do this and not understand what they're getting into. Zacho is not one of those guys. Yeah. Zacho, you absolutely know these guys haul ass, right? What's your expectations?
I don't know that I have expectations. I really would like to just be in the hunt in the beginning of the season and just kind of see what happens. I know, like, fitness-wise, I'm in a decent spot right now. I can be in a really good spot as long as everything goes good from now until the first race. I have like three sprint enduros before the first round of the GNCC, a couple opportunities to race here in Florida and like locally, to get some race hours in on the 250. And I feel like I can, put it up on the podium. Maybe that would be the goal. And just try to see where it goes. There's a lot of learning to be done, mainly for the middle portion of the season when things get a little rocky and a little bit more, let's say, off-roady, than some of the stuff in the beginning of the season really kind of, I feel like, favors my weaknesses or my inexperience. So I think there's going to be some different portions of the season. Like in the beginning, it's going to be getting started and getting off to, getting in there healthy, getting off to some good races and, getting some good results, and then a lot of learning to do there in the middle portion of the season. And I'm looking forward to the whole thing now.
You had the Cush Ambassador job.
Cush life.
How much are you making? What are we making here?
I'm not a Cush life guy though. You know this. Like,
wow, yeah, you slept in a tent in Russia. I know.
That's true.
You love the tent story. Like, come on.
But this is so much. Are you making a lot of money? Is this why we're doing this?
No, I mean.
You had such a good thing going.
A little bit of money. I mean, it's good money. I'm happy with all of that. It's more than I ever imagined I would make racing off-road.
Wow.
But I'm happy to be, in a position to be able to continue my career and hopefully be in this Yamaha game for a long time.
Well, welcome to Blue Crew. Your life's about to change, but it's a lot of work.
It's funny because I used to work for Larry Rossler, being his shipper when he owned Stroker, and I asked him, I go, what's a good age for off-road guys? He's like, dude, early to mid-30s is like peak off-road years.
Yeah.
He's like, that's when I was at my best.
Right.
You're calmer in your life, and he's like, dude, and you don't need to be so gnarly as like a moto guy, so you transition yourself.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, those years are really good.
Zacho, your choice for XC2, not XC1, the team's choice. Like, what came into that for that class?
That was mostly, agreed on. Like, that was, for me, there's no way I'm going to step in at the deepest end, right? Like, even stepping in at XC2 is a big ask. I feel like, like I said, everything needs to go right over this little off-season period I've got here in order to be even competitive in that. So, there's a lot of ins and outs and nicks and knacks that I don't know, and that I'm only going to learn by going racing. So for me, it was just like, look, guys, that's not realistic that, you would expect me to go and race the best of the best. That's like asking those guys to race 450 Supercross, right? It's like, it's not going to happen.
I think Stu could do 450 Supercross.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Stu could air. Stu would air it out.
Probably line that
Ghost ride it. Do the Deegan.
Yeah, but I mean, just learning the track, learning the lay of the land, how things go, and strategy, and all the things that are behind doing good or being good at this. I just felt like there was a lot for me to unpack to just step in at the deep end. Even though I'm like in the 6 foot end, not the 8 foot end, but still going to be a big ask for me. Yeah,
well, Zach Osborne on the show, brought to you by Renthal.com. Please check them out. More championships than all the other brands combined. You're sticking in fly racing, right?
Yep, sticking in fly racing. Long-standing relationship there for me. That was a really big piece of things coming together on my side. So they were able to make it happen, and that was really cool for me and for fly too, I think.
So you're going to ride for Randy Hawkins' team there in Ampro Yamaha. They're based in South Carolina. Are you going to be based there, or are you going to stay in Florida?
No, I'm going to stay in Florida. We're going to get a motorhome, and once the new baby gets a little bit older and things settle down for the kids a little bit for school in the summer, we're going to travel some and do some riding up in South Carolina and even, a little bit further north for, like I said, some of the rock races and whatnot that I need to figure out. And then also just kind of some sightseeing with the kids. This schedule allows for a lot more, not downtime, but just time where it kind of feels more like what I had in Europe, where you would race on the weekends, ride a little during the week, and we're going to travel mostly by motorhome. So we'll do some sightseeing and just make some more memories and some more experiences with the kids.
This is going to be a lot of work. He was making good money with the ambassador. Being an ambassador, he was crushing it, I'm sure.
Here's my thing, Zach. How does your training differ? And two-parter, I guess. How's your training different from moto? And then are these places that the GNCC races, it's something that where you can go and kind of ride the same terrain in those areas? Is that something you want to do, or can you do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to try to simulate that stuff as much as possible. Factory Connection's super committed to what I'm doing, and they want to make it as good as possible. So for me, I'll have the tools and the opportunities to have the right stuff and the right setups and everything. So I mean, I think that there's a lot to it. A lot of it's kind of local-ish to where I'm from in Virginia. So I get to spend a little bit more time up there. And I mean, just enjoy racing and enjoy the whole experience again.
Were you bored?
Well,
were
no.
you just bored?
No.
What?
Are you combining a moto track with some off-road loops? What are you doing? You riding
right
3
now,
hours? Are you doing 30 minutes? How are you riding?
Yeah, back to your question.
Screw you, Steve.
It doesn't make any sense.
You're
to
not
me.
a racer. He's a racer.
I'm
it's
a racer.
in him.
I just race world vets.
He won four Quebec titles, dude.
Quebec.
Manitoba. Nice. Asshole. I missed a fifth by 2 points, too.
He won 4 Nova Scotia titles.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Go ahead.
But, yeah, so back to the training. Obviously I've never really worked on any, mid-zone, 3, 4, what I would say 150 to 170 heart rate stuff.
Okay.
So a lot of my training is based around that on the bicycle, whereas before it was mostly, it was pretty much all low-end stuff, 120 to 135 or even lower than that. But for me, my heart rate's a lot lower when I'm riding in the woods. Obviously, it's going to go up whenever I race, somewhat from just the practice tracks and stuff that I'm riding. But that's been the biggest thing for me, which it's cool because I've never ever worked on that stuff, and it's just something completely new in training as well. Not only the riding and everything, but the training is different too. So right now I've been riding a ton at Croom, which is the local spot, a local spot in Florida.
We all know where Croom is, Zach.
Well, okay. Well, maybe all your listeners don't see.
Right.
There's other people in the world than you. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Calm down.
Listen, do you have $800 or not? Do you? What about Caleb? Doesn't Caleb has a facility? Can you go? Or is he KTM? He's the enemy.
He's KTM only, so
Okay, all right.
I can't go there. Obviously, I'm good buddies with Caleb. I know him well, but I understand business too. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Okay, I didn't know that. Zach Osborne on the show brought to you by Renthal. Going XC2 Racing. It's a lot of work.
Dude, those guys are gnarly.
They are.
I rode with some of them last week, and they're gnarly.
Yeah, you took some of these guys out in the high des?
I mean, I didn't know a couple of the guys. I knew most of them.
Yep.
But even the guys that I didn't really know or heard of are gnarly.
Dude.
Gnarly, dude.
Yeah, and Zacho, think about it. Zacho got paid all this money to go to these dealer rides and just get all the guys blowing him about all his titles and his wins, and and that's the cush life. That's what you want to do. You don't want to jump in the woods. Even though look, a Yamaha, I would probably do anything to race a Yamaha.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I get one, but
I think it's too it's kind of like our moto scene. You think XC2, XC1, but XC2 is like our 250 class here.
Yeah,
they're just gnarly.
Yeah.
They're just still gnarly,
no,
dude.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mr. Side did the Ironman one. Maybe you can call him for some tips. You've done GNCC before, right, Zacho?
Yep.
You've done some. Yep. Have you done any well with them before? What were your results? When you did them?
I got 4 podiums in 2013. 3 podiums in 2013. I only did 3 races.
Yep.
And then obviously I did the 6 days. I think I was
Yep.
6th overall in the E1 class, which is the 250 class, in 2013 in Sardinia. And we got 2nd overall as a team. And then in Argentina, my bike stopped on the first day in the 2nd test, so we got 2nd as a team, but not any part because of me. I was out before it even really started. So, and then obviously I did the one race in 2020 where it was a complete silt pit and I was terrible, but there was a little bit different focus at that time.
Well, I was saying that once you stopped doing that off-road stuff and focused on moto is when you started winning. I was using that line for a long time.
I know. I'm well aware of this line.
So Shorty was over last week. You all right, Zach? Your phone's
what
off.
do you-
What's going on with your phone?
My phone?
Yeah. It's clicking.
You on
Sorry, I
headphones
don't
or
know.
something?
I am on headphones. Is it wig?
Yeah,
it's wigging out.
It's a wigging out, dude.
Good
So-
now?
Yeah, it's good. Zach, Shorty was over the other day, the great Andrew Short, and he stopped rally racing, right? And I'm like, well, what about GNCC? He's like, no, I don't, no. Shorty,
Too much like moto for him.
he's just like, those guys are gnarly. And Zacho knows that, and any motocrosser that does this stuff knows how fast those guys go in the woods, and
Yep.
it's gonna be interesting to see. Do you get 16? Can you be 16 again? What?
116.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
It's crazy. I saw Shorty at the Caselli ride.
Yep.
Ride day.
Did he mention he came by here?
No.
Oh.
But we talked. I'm like, hey, because little man is riding moto, and
Yeah.
he's like, oh God, he likes moto. I don't want to ride moto. I'm like, you guys should come out here and ride some desert. He's like, Kiefer, you're not riding what I want to ride. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you just want to ride moto all the time. He's like, do you want to ride something like this? And he goes in his van, rips out like an 8-gallon gas tank. You going to go with me and do this? I go, nope, not doing that.
Not doing 8-gallon gas tank
Yeah.
rides. Right.
I'm envious of Shorty's Dakar career, though, man. Dude's a bad dude.
Yeah.
He's always one of my, top, idols growing up. It was him and Brownie for me. Those were the benchmark guys.
Yeah.
Brownie.
Yeah, we're having Brownie on next after you to talk mostly
He's a
about
legend.
how he beat Chris all summer and the World Vets and everything. So, go ahead, Andrew or Eric.
Oh, hey, Zach. Hey, this is Eric Phipps from Works Connection. I didn't
Bob.
have a question, but about 3-4 years ago, you came up to the shop. We did a live Pulp show at the
Yep.
shop, and I just wanted to thank you again for doing that. But personally, we're a sponsor of the Yamaha team you signed with, and I'm just excited to see you go out and tear it up, and it's something new, and it's going to be exciting. I mean,
Thank you, man.
I'm
I
anxious
appreciate
to watch it and see how it all shakes down.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, obviously, I know it's a big challenge, and as Steve stated, no less than 10 times in this 20 minutes.
Well, your
it's a lot
phone,
of work.
your phone's buzzing.
He doesn't
now.
have $800 for his phone. That's for sure.
Yeah, your phone's buzzing now. Now it's clicking.
All right, how about now?
That's good. That's good.
Okay, I'm sorry. My headphones must be messed up.
Okay, so I have a question. What
yeah.
XC2? Do they start right behind the XC1? I know people are groaning right now at the radios. Like, when does
A minute
XC2 go
behind.
out there?
A minute behind.
Minute behind all the 450 guys.
Same length race though.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're not on adjusted time, right? So your overall is your overall, correct?
Correct. So, like, if you say the XC1 winner had a time of 3 hours and you had a time of 3 hours, you won, or you tied, whatever.
Oh. So if you finish physically 4th overall, you still could win the overall.
Well, if you finish physically 4th on the track, you could win the overall.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Right.
Okay.
So Zach Osborne claimed tonight he's going to win the overall XC1
That's not
racing
what I
tonight
said.
on the show.
Has any XC2 rider
Yes,
won an overall?
They have. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, they have.
No.
Caleb has. I'm positive Caleb did a few times.
No, Caleb won from the front row on a 150, but he's never won. No one's ever won from the second row.
Okay. Just because it's too hard to
far as I
pass and
know.
all that, probably.
Yeah, I think we need to check on that.
Okay.
I think we need to check on that. I think that's
There's
happened.
got to be somebody out there listening right now that can call in and tell us.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, if anybody knows, Steve knows. I mean, fuck, he's an epitome of an off-road guy. Like,
Excuse me, sir. I have a GNCC plaque on the wall out here somewhere. Industry class.
yeah, somewhere.
fifth.
He has his freaking ring on the desk. Can't even find a damn ring. So.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go. So that's what I'm. So are you when you do your moto, Zach? Are you doing longer hour and a half? I know you're not doing 3 hours, right?
No, not yet. I mean, I plan to do some 3 hours. Like, I need to feel those feelings right before the season starts. On Wednesday this week, I'm going to do 2 hours just by myself in the woods with my mechanic and see how that goes. A lot of it, there's nutrition stuff, hydration stuff. There's just a lot to learn. So I'm trying to kind of stretch myself as much as I can during practice. And right now it's been just like 30s and 40s and some hours. But Wednesday I'm going to do 2 hours. We got this sick there was a FTR, which is Florida Trail Riders Enduro, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago now at Croom, and there's some tests left over, and there's one that's like 7 minutes long. It's super gnarly. It's kind of single tracky, I would say, and just super rough. So it'll be a good little test for me to get things going and see where I'm at fitness wise. I mean, I know that I'm not at 3 hours yet, but if I can hammer a good 2 hours and I've still got basically the better part of 10 weeks until the first race, I think I'll be in a decent spot.
And you guys are on FXs, not Fs, correct?
Yeah, so we have the option, but right now I'm riding a 450 FX.
Okay. I'm surprised
I can't
Steve
find
didn't-
my plaque, but it's around here somewhere.
That's how important off-road is to
Industry
you.
class,
Right.
5th overall on a KTM 125. Yeah.
Dang.
5th.
Fifth.
So maybe I need your tips.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a plaque.
Steve didn't talk about this, which I'm surprised because it's a Yamaha question. How's your bike? What's it like? Is there? I mean,
It's great.
I
I
mean,
rode the FX with.
did you even get to ride a 250 yet? Have you been on the 250?
Yeah, I've ridden the 250. We're gonna have a big test next week, as long as the weather holds out, and then I'll get all my 250 practice material. Then, but if not, it'll be right after Christmas. But I'm really enjoying the 450. Man, the thing's so fast. Like, you always think it's fast and whatnot, but it is fast. Like, mine's just a stock bike with a pipe and a GYTR head, but man, the thing rips. Turns so good, and it's just been a little bit of a fresh, fun change for me to ride something different. I've been on Huskies for 8 years now, and to change it up to the Yamaha was a big change, but also I've really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the bike. We haven't really made many changes, and yeah, I'm having a good time.
Zach Osborne on the show, brought to you by Renthal. Do you see, obviously, look, this is way in the future, but you think you'd race another moto national ever? Do you think you'd step in and do something again moto-wise?
I mean, I had the opportunity last year with Star before I took the Husky ambassador job, and that piqued my interest, but I just didn't feel like I was quite ready or right as far as my health went to kind of fill in when I was still not quite 100%. So I mean, yeah, if something happened, everything's going great with my GNCC season, and we get to the 3 months off in the summer, and they're like, hey, you want to ride a national? Then I'm going to be like, yeah, probably probably going to hit that up.
Right.
I would love to.
Mark my words, that's going to happen.
Exactly.
He's going to kill it, right?
Yeah.
Because right now he's doing possum. He's doing the possum thing.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to do good. I'm not having a lot of expectations.
right.
He'll do good.
Yep.
He'll win. And then he'll be like, and then Star will call, but hey, do you want to ride a couple nationals? Yep. And there he goes.
And there he goes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I hope you're right, Cheever.
I think you're in for, you're going to hate life here shortly.
No,
Dude,
he was bred for this shit.
I know he loves it. I get it, but he's had a cush ambassador job.
That's not cush. That drives him insane. Like guys like him doing what he has been doing. Look, he's a family guy.
No,
I'm a family guy.
here's the
But
problem.
being around it and just hanging out is not fun.
No, that's the problem with Zach. Is he's so OCD, he's so goal driven that he's probably been sitting around bugging the shit out of his wife.
Yes.
Not knowing what to do.
Yes.
And this gives him something to do and a focus.
And helps her out. Gets
right.
hit.
And I understand that, and I appreciate it. But come July, when he's in bumfuck Virginia and the mosquitoes are eating him, and he's grabbing his bike out of a 10-foot rut,
That's
and,
my home, Steve.
he's going to be like, "What am I doing? I'm a multimillionaire. What the hell am I doing?"
He won't have to do it
but
by himself because
listen,
he'll have 10
we
people
get-
help him get it out.
I guess.
We get half of June, all of July, all of August, and half of September. Completely off.
Right.
No race.
I know that it is a cush schedule for sure. So
Hey, Zach, I didn't know nothing about Johnny Drawer.
Yeah. Bad dude.
Dude. And he comes from, what's that series called?
J-Day.
J-Day. And
Yeah.
the dude's gnarly, and he's like a squirrel on the trail. Like he'll see something, squirrel, and he'll just go do this, and we wouldn't know where the hell he went. And I went with Timmy, and we were all riding, and he started jumping this. I showed him some cliffs, some doubles, and he was like the only one off-road guy that was jumping this huge double that was man-made. And Timmy's like, hey, we got to get this guy the hell out of here because I don't want him hurt.
he's going to get hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a savage. I mean, there's tons of off-road guys from New England right now that are killing it. Johnny, Josh Toth, Ben Kelly. I mean, the who's who of off-road right now. Those guys are Northeasterners, mostly, like you said, bred from that J-Day series.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, Zacho. Thanks for calling in and sharing the news and telling our listeners what's up. Good luck with everything. I know I'm in a group text with you and JT and Weed, so I'll probably just talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, awesome. Good times. You're back. XC2 M Pro Yamaha.
Yeah, congrats. That's really cool.
Zach Osborne.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support, Steve. I know you love off-road, so you'll be at a couple GNCCs.
I think it's
this
cool.
year.
I think it's awesome, but I just like, what are you doing? Like, you're rich. You got it made. You got an ambassador role. It's cake. You could have just rolled this thing in for a few years. That's all.
Could have. That's
Yeah.
could have.
Right.
Hey, congrats on the newborn too.
And now those Austrian guys are probably super mad at him. They're not going to hire him back.
Yeah, that's a question. Did they offer you anything when you wanted to do this?
No, that was not an opportunity that was presented to me. Something I did ask about, but I'm grateful to Husky and everything that we accomplished together and all the opportunities that they gave me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just it's time for me to move on.
Is it a 1 year, 2 year? What do we got?
It's 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, maybe I'll come to a GNCC this year.
Oh boy.
Support my guy Zach.
I mean,
Yeah, boy.
one after Daytona is super easy.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's get you to race one, industry class.
I've done 2 of them.
So what? You've done 2 vet nationals. You're still doing.
He just said he's got a plaque.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have it anymore. It's
He
gone.
can't find it.
Mark's moved it. It's around here.
Pookie
somewhere.
fucking burned it.
No,
Zach.
she didn't. It's a KTM. You know who's on the plaque? Shane Watts is
He
on
got
the
tight
plaque.
and she had to burn that for firewood to keep the ceilings hot, dude.
And I was hanging out with Shane Watts when
Watsy.
when I got that 5th.
Watsy sleeping
and I
under
were-
his car.
Yeah, Watsy and I were tight back in the day. All right, Zacho, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Later.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Zach Osborne, everybody. GNCC racer.
I mean, we saw that coming after his.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I still don't know what he's doing. Like it's a lot of work. Yeah, those guys all ass.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
gnarly.
Yeah.
And so it's not something he's going to step into and, excel at, I don't think, right away. Takes some time to learn. He sounds like he's got a great attitude and all that. But
It almost seemed like the blisters would be probably
Right.
one of the
Yeah,
worst
100%.
parts of the
No.
whole. I mean,
So-
just to get your hands.
yeah, we'll look and see if that gets done.
conditioned
I think
to
it will.
tough that
And
to-
then
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.